A very good day to Dr. Mara and also my fellow classmates. Today my group will be presenting on debt covenant hypothesis for accounting theory and practice, and our group name is KEYS, which consists of 6 of us in the group. Alright, and then the following are the group members. I myself, Goh Kwong Ling, and Ho Chun Yao, Fion Lim, Tam Mao Ting, Su Jia Wei, and also Liu Tini, and we will be presenting on the following slides for debt covenant hypothesis. Before my group mates further explain on how debt covenant hypotheses are formed, I will now explain on the definition of debt covenant itself. A debt covenant is a number of restrictions that a borrower agrees to that are set by the lending institution, which means the credit quality of a loan may be affected by a borrower's failure to comply with debt covenant terms. A positive debt covenant is one in which the borrower is considered to be in default on all debts if they are in default on any debt to any lender. Debt covenants are used primarily to mitigate between debt holder and also shareholder agency conflicts due to information asymmetry. Besides that, debt covenants becomes a monitoring device that could significantly shift the control rights over the firm to creditors upon violation of covenants and hence serve to protect creditors' interests. I will then pass the floor to my friends to further explain on debt covenant hypothesis.
Good day, everyone. I'm Liu Tini, and I'm here to say that the debt covenant hypothesis is very important to proceed that the managers can make accounting choices to avoid debt covenant violations, because violating covenant is quite costly. Besides, the violations of the debt covenant implies shows that the instability when the companies operates its business, like resulting in the significant declines in the future investments for a firm. There is also the existence of volatility in the major accounting measures such as earnings and liquidity, even though it will increase the possibility of the risk of bankruptcies. It portrays a negative company performance to public and cause impact on the stock price, reliability, and as well as the reputation of the company. So, the debt covenant hypothesis can predict the managers will take actions to shield themselves from these negative effects. Therefore, managers are more likely to choose to engage in earnings management by using accruals to increase the incomes as to reduce the possibility of debt covenant violations. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Jun Yao. I will explain about earning management. Earning management is the process by which management can potentially manipulate the financial statement to represent what they wish to have happen during the period rather than what actually happened. Reasons why management may want to manage earnings include both internal and external pressure. Here are the examples of earning management. The first one is the firm will choose more favorable depreciation method. The second one is the firm will choose more favorable inventory valuation method, which is FIFO and or REFO. The third one is longer amortization period. The fourth one is manipulate abnormal accrual. The fifth one is manipulation in recognizing expenses. Earning management involves the manipulation of company earning toward a predetermined target. This target can be motivated by a preference for more stable earning, in which case management is said to be carried out in terms of smoothing. Other possible motivations for earning management include the need to maintain the level of certain accounting ratio due to debt covenant and the pressure to maintain increased earnings and to meet analyzed target. Thank you.
Good day to Dr. Mara and my fellow classmates. My name is Tam Mao Ting. Our first hypothesis on debt covenant hypothesis would be borrowers with tighter covenant legs are more likely to manipulate real activities. Prior literature on earnings management shows that firms are more likely to manage earnings when earnings management is going to be most beneficial, especially when it helps firms to avoid missing expectations. The hypothesis indicates that when firms are close to missing analysis expectation or reporting losses have higher levels of real earnings management. According to Barber 1991, it shows that firms are more likely to reduce their R&D, which is research and development expenditure, when their income is lower. This is due to institutional investor pressures affects managers' decision to cut R&D in order to avoid missing earnings targets. Similarly, we expect managers to use real earnings management to a greater extent when their firms are closer to a zero threshold of debt covenant lags. That's all from me, and I'll pass to the following presenter.
Good day to Dr. Mara. My name is Sujia Wei. Today, I'm going to present about the second debt covenant hypothesis, which is the borrower are more likely to manipulate real activities when they are closer to the zero covenants like threshold. This is due to the reason that managers are more likely to resort to real earnings management to avoid violations of debt covenants when they expect outcome of covenant violations to be unfavorable. An unfavorable outcome of renegotiation is more likely when the lender perceives a higher risk of default on the part of the borrower. In this situation, a lender could impose on the borrower less favorable terms, such as reduction in loan principal or apply a higher interest rate, or in the extreme case, a lender could call on the loan altogether. This suggests that a borrower with an increased bankruptcy risk should have stronger incentives to take action to avoid covenant violations ex ante instead of attempting to renegotiate ex post. Thank you.
Previous slide, we can see that debt covenant hypothesis suggests that managers will take real actions to avoid potentially costly debt covenant violations. Prior work finds that real earning management is higher for firms with more debt, and that some real earnings management activities are more pronounced in the presence of public debt covenants. Besides that, there are studies shows that less conservative accounting choices and accrual earnings management are more pronounced when debt covenants lag is tighter. Moreover, we can see that earnings management is driven by incentives to manipulate earnings, such as avoiding missing earnings targets. In conclusion, the hypothesis and reasoning in the previous slides has led to the prediction that increase in bankruptcy risk will strengthen the positive relation between the tightness of covenant lag and real earning management for the firm that are close to covenant violations.